Hey, good evening, everyone. I figured, in light of, you know, the original Fast and Furious, celebrating its 20th anniversary, you know, I guess I could say, now another Fast and Furious comes out, Fast 9, which, I will say 9 Fast and the Furious movies in 20 years, is rather impressive feature. And of course, you ask yourself I mean, how can the latest Fast and Furious movie top what's already been done? Since it seems like with each passing entry, the Fast and Furious movies get a little bit more outrageous and over the top, which of course this one does. But it does so like an entertaining, uh, fun kind of way. And of course, sorry, what makes it a little different from previous Fast and the Furious movies that it kind of finally goes into the backstory of Dominic, Toretto, which I know many people are like, why is it that they wait 9 movies to do it now? But in a sense, it kind of has like a payoff, yeah, like in the events like the first one when Dominic mentioned to Brian about the race that killed his father, and then the incident with the soccer bench, in which he nearly plummeted, uh, one of the rival drivers. It's kind of explored in more detail in this particular film in flashbacks, and of course you finally get to see Dominic's younger brother, Jacob, played by, of course, John Cena. I'm like, if I mean, it's kind of cool that it has another wrestler in the franchise. First, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, who played Luke Hobbs, and then of course, how else can you top his, the appearance of Luke Hobbs with someone else? And the story behind this one is, that since the events of Fate of the Furious, Dom and Letty have kind of been raising little Brian. Of course, he was named in honor of Dom's friend, and brother-in-law Brian O'Connor. Been living like a quiet life. Kind of away from like the thrill of the danger, I guess, which Letty kind of misses because they're kind of like not cut off of the peace and quiet life like Mia and Brian are. And of course, Mia returns in this one after sitting out Fate and the Furious, and it's nice to see that Mia has a more active role in the film. And what I thought was pretty good that it kind of fleshed out the relationship between Letty and Mia, which wasn't, I mean, it was done in the previous films, but it gives them more focus and much more to do, which I thought was really nice. Charlize Theron returns as Cypher, but unfortunately her role is a little bit smaller in this one, and I kind of feel like she was very underused. And of course, Kurt Russell returns as the mysterious Mr. Nobody, who played like an instrumental role in what happened to Han, because everybody was like, the justice for Han, you know, tag, and he comes back into this one, but I won't give that away how it happens. And of course, um, Cardi B has a cameo as an old associate of Dom named Laisis from his past. And of course, other aspects of the movie include this thing called Project Aramis, which is kind of like this electronic thing, which kind of like gives whoever uses it in the wrong hands control of all the weapons and all that. And then there's this other thing in the movie that like some kind of magnet thing which controls like all the magnets and metal. And of course, I know many people were asking, does Fast and Furious, go into space? To answer that, yes, but it kind of does sound a believable way. And of course, it also, brings back, the characters from Tokyo Drift, including, Earl, Twinkie, and Sean Boswell. But the way they kind of go about it is rather interesting. So, in terms of how it holds up, I mean, I'll be honest. Everyone said, "Oh, maybe they should have ended the franchise with Furious 7," as a way of honoring, you know, Paul Walker. And what I thought of the best way to end, the franchise. But you know how it is in Hollywood. If something makes money, they'll keep milking out all the sequels until either they decide to end it or it stops making money. And of course, like I said, it's a decent entry. I mean, it's enjoyable. It's fun. It's kind of like logic and stuff go out the door. I guess if that's one particular way of looking at this particular, installment. And I guess like I'll just conclude this by saying, the Fast and the Furious franchise, the main timeline will end with parts 10 and 11, but I guess we'll see how that goes about. So that's it. All right, everyone. Thanks again, and feel free to comment, see what you think about previous Fast and Furious entries, whether you like this one or other entries, anything. So feel free to comment, subscribe. Thanks a lot, everyone.